Okay, so we're ready to move on, and we're going to actually start handling the model pieces now. We're going to be doing the SS Poseidon. If you guys, up to this point, if you guys are wondering, I did a video explaining the plans that we're going to go over. We're going to do the smokestacks, smoking, the rotating propellers, the windows, and we're going to go over each plan individually. I've done an unboxing. This is the R.M.S. Queen Mary from Advent Models from 1972. And I have done a video on a complete unboxing on this model kit. And I've also done a history on the Poseidon, as well as a video featuring the filming model used in the movie. So with all that being said, we're ready to move on. And the first thing we need to do, we need to prepare the parts, because this is from 1972, and I don't know if you can see, there's like a haze, like a film that's kind of coating everything. And think about it, this is 2024, so this was probably in the cellar, and it could have been, you know, it could have been musty. Who knows what's on it? But anyway, we need to clean the parts. First part, I know it's not the most exciting part of the video, guys, but it's got to be done. And before we even get to that, we actually have to address this situation, because we actually have the Testors Paint all over. This would be the port side of the hull, the lower half. So there are a bunch of ways that I was thinking about how I was going to get this off. We could use the paint thinner, but ultimately that will damage the plastic. Same thing, thought about sanding. You start sanding this, before you know it, all the delicate intricacies like the streaking and all the little details in the hull will be gone. So what I want to do today is, I've actually got a really good friend. His name is Artie, and Artie, thank you so much. He taught me how to get the paint off, and it won't damage the plastic at all, and we won't need to sand or anything. What we're going to do is we're going to put this into a bag, and I'm going to spray this with oven cleaner. Then we're going to use a toothbrush, and we're going to gently work the paint off. And the plan is, once all of this red paint is off, we're going to wash all of the parts in hot soapy water. We're going to get everything ready, and then we're going to be ready to start drilling out the portholes and some of the promenade deck and some of the windows that we're going to match up with the filming model. So the first thing we're going to do is we have to get the paint off. So we're going to go outside, because it's very caustic, and it is oven cleaner. And what I'm going to do is we're going to put this into a bag, we're going to spray it, and we're going to let it sit for a while. We're outside, and what I'm going to do, as you can see a little bit better, that this, and I'll tell you, this Testors Paint, man, this stuff was meant to go on and never come off. So luckily, just this side of the ship was painted. So I got a regular trash bag. So what I'm going to do is we're going to open it up. And we're going to put the ship inside. What I want to do is I want to get it sprayed, and then we're going to seal it up. We're going to kind of keep the air out so it doesn't dry out. I got some oven cleaner. What's the name is this? Home Store. I thought it was Easy Off, but it's oven cleaner. So we're going to shake it up, and we're going to spray it onto the ship. So what I'm going to do is, because it's going to go in, we'll do the outside. And you can see this one isn't foaming up. Like the Easy Off would foam up. So I don't know if it's because this is old. I think we just got this, or if it's because it's cheap. Anyway, we're going to go right up both sides, and make sure it's very, very saturated. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to just kind of fold it over on itself. That'll keep it from drying out. And we're going to give it a few hours, and then we're going to come back and we're going to see how it looks. When it's ready, we're going to use a toothbrush and we're going to wash it off. We're going to actually brush off the paint, and it should be good to go. We'll be able to wash it and then prime it. So I think we're going to do just a little bit more. I'm going to put a little bit more on. We'll put it back into the bag. You can see it's starting to come off. So the oven cleaner is breaking down the integrity of the paint. So I think we'll put it in for one more time and it should be all set. Yeah, check that out. We got all the paint off. We didn't have to sand it. We didn't have to damage the plastic in any way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fill the sink with hot soapy water and we're going to wash all the parts. Okay, now we're going to put all the parts into the hot soapy water. We're going to let it soak for maybe 5 or 10 minutes and then we'll wash them off. Let me show you, see the other side of the ship? This is the side that had the paint on it. Beautiful. So in they go. They're pretty long, so they're going to stick out of the water a little bit, but that's okay. Actually, I'll put these in last. So let's put the trees in first. And we're just gonna start washing off. I think I'm gonna do the one that we did first, that had the paint on it. We use a degreaser, some of the soap. Do the inside and the outside. Bottom. It looks like there's a few dots in the recessed areas, or the paint's still there, but we'll get those out. That won't show. I just wanted to get all of the main bulk of the paint off from 1972. It's been there a while. Alright, so let's rinse it off. Let's do the starboard side. We're going to do the same thing. Here, I do believe that's everything. So now, we gotta wait for everything to dry, and then we can move on. And I'll show you what everything looks like when it's ready to start. Okay, so everything had a chance to dry. Everything is nice and clean. And you remember this would have been the port side. And it had the Testors Paint that was on the bottom of the hull. So everything is cleaned. We got the paint off and we didn't have to sand or use anything harsh at all. You can see the plastic is still the little detail. We got the little doors, the little portholes, the straking, as well as the rivets. So again, Artie, thank you. That was a great piece of advice. A little bit of oven cleaner, a toothbrush, let it set, and slowly agitate with the toothbrush, and the paint will come off no matter how old it is. Again, this is from 1972. I don't know if it was painted in 1972, but the bottle of Testors was pretty old. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on with the build. And what we're going to start to do, we're going to put the halves of the hull together, but I think what I want to do first is we're going to actually start to drill out the portholes. We're not going to do every single one because not every single one of them is lit in the movie. So we're going to use the screen as a guide, and maybe we'll do a row on the top, and maybe I'll stagger some on the bottom. But that's going to be the next video. We're ready to move on now. We can actually think about the build process. Again, we're going to do the portholes. We'll start to drill. We got to clean out these. You can see there's a little bit of flash in there that we got to clean out. The promenade. I'm going to have to drill all of that out. And you can see that's pretty thick, about 1/8 of an inch. So we're going to have to go and clean all this up because you can see it on the filming model that this is open and it's lit up. So my friends, if you were wondering how to take paint off, I hope this helps. And luckily they didn't do the starboard side. They only did the port. But you remember in the unboxing, at the beginning of the video, this had red paint on the hull, and we were able to get it off without damaging the plastic. It's a little oxidized, but that's okay. The primer, we're going to primer everything before we actually paint, but before we do that, we got to address the windows. So my friends, the next video, we're going to be doing the windows to light up the Poseidon. So my friends, I thank you for watching, and until my next video, I'll talk to you guys soon.